After that scene, when they figure out that Toyparina is a woman, they decide that they cannot kill her, but rather they imprison her and decide to reform her and convert her to Christianity. But while this is going on, Alejandro, Diego's father, Zoro's father, helps to heal her wounds, and as they both start talking to each other more and more, they start to fall in love with each other, like in this scene here. Okay, well, I'm not much of a medic, but hopefully this does.
Right there.
Okay, there you go. You're all better now.
That's perfect. Thanks for healing me.
No problem.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Lovely. So then, after that scene, they don't see each other again for 3 years. Now, during these, after the 3 years was over, Alejandro went to a party that a friend of his had invited him to. And it just so happened that while he was partying at the party, he met Toyparina, now Regina, because she was civilized. And you're about to see how they re-meet in this. I wonder who that could be. I wonder who that lady is. Let's go see. Excuse me, madam. Dramatic gas.
Oh gosh. You are.
I'm Alejandro.
My fierce sweet. Come here. Oh yes. I will. Please, propose.
Will you be my wife?
Of course.
Okay, so after they get married, when they go back to their house, Regina becomes good friends with another of the Indian native converts at Alejandro's house. And when they get pregnant, they give birth at the same time, so their sons become milk brothers, or brothers, whichever you prefer, honestly. These were Diego and Bernardo. Diego is Zoro. Spoiler alert. Okay. So, because of this, they were best friends for life, and nothing could ever change that. Until they were attacked. The house was attacked by pirates, and it gets kind of graphic. Bernardo and his mother hide in their room. Bernardo's hidden under clothes, and sadly, his mother is killed while he has to watch, scarring him forever, making him a mute. Not physically, but you understand. Mentally. And you're about to see it in this scene here.
What's going on, Mommy? Quickly, my child, Bernardo! You must hide! No, hide, my child! Hide! Please, no, Mommy! It's okay, my child. Hide. Hide, my child. You will be safe.
Arg! I am Pirate Man! And I come here to plunder and kill. Oh look, weak defenseless old lady.
No!
Arg! Arg! Die!
You should push her on the bed. Get down there and start like this.
Arg! Arg! I ignore you! Arg! That was good.
Go.
Okay, so after the attack, Regina sends the boys, Bernardo and Diego, off to her Indian tribe to receive Indian training, undergo a test of maturity, and that was to figure out what your spirit animal was. Diego discovers his is a fox, because he was saved by a fox. And Bernardo's is a horse, in the form of a tornado. which was weird, but...
We could just paint my hand... Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking normally.
Did that ruin it? Holy mother... Hi, I'm Diego. Sorry for the inconvenience before, but anyway, I was able to find my spirit animal, the fox. He's a fat boy, but he's so cute, and he has a spirit animal.
Hello, I'm Bernardo, and I realize that my spirit animal, it's a horse. Yeah, it's a horse. Don't look at this, it's a horse.
So after they found their spirit animals, Diego's father, Alejandro, received a letter from his an old friend of his, Thomas de Romeo, who lived in Spain. He was like, hey, why don't you send your son up here where he can receive more formal training and also learn from one of the greatest fencing masters, Maestro Escalante. So he decided reluctantly to send his son. This also meant sending Bernardo. So when they arrived, or before they got to Spain, they had to sail on a ship. And as you can guess, it was a very long journey because it was going from California to Spain. And because of all this time, Diego and Bernardo were able to befriend the crew, and they were able to learn many essential talents like how to run a ship, magic tricks from magicians, and acrobatics from swinging around in the crow's nest of the ship. Yep. And besides learning talents and all that, Diego noticed that the captain, Leon, had a strange gold necklace, well, on his person. But when he questioned the captain about this, the captain really didn't answer his question. Now, this gold necklace will be important later in the story, and don't worry, it's obvious. So, when he arrives in Spain, he goes to live with Tom de Romeo's family. Now, during this time in Spain, Spain was controlled by France, because France was ruled by Napoleon, and Napoleon conquered a lot of stuff. And a lot of the rich people in Spain at that time were sympathizers to the French, because, money and, being popular. Because it's like other countries in the U.S. They thought U.S. was really cool because it has all the awesome stuff, man. All that Diet Coke and Pepsi. Now, while there, because he was living with his family, Diego and Bernardo became friends with the two daughters of Tom's family. The oldest sister Juliana, and the little sister Isabel? Yeah, it was Isabel, I'm sorry. It was Isabel. And as time went on, Diego and another man, who later becomes evil, spoiler alert, Rafael Moncada? Yeah. Sorry. They become rivals for Juliana's hand, and you're about to see in this scene right here. My name's Diego. That's Juliana over there, and I want her to love me, so I'm competing with Moncada for her hand in marriage. But I'm gonna win, because I'm a cocky teenager with sword fighting skills. So, Juliana, would you go on a date with me?
No!
Why not?
Because you're ugly. Whatever.
Now, besides fighting over Juliana, Diego also studied under Maestro Escalante. Because he was like the most renowned sword master, fencer in all of Spain. So, while Diego was, training with him, he noticed that Maestro Escalante had a gold necklace, just like Captain Leon did. When asked about this, Maestro Escalante replied that he was because he had grown very close to Diego, replied that the That was, anybody who wore the gold necklace was part of a secret society called it's La Justicia?
La Justicia.
La Justicia? Okay, thank you for that. I don't know, I butchered the pronunciation of that. But after Diego completed his initiation tests, which was fighting a bunch of the how do you pronounce it again?
La Justicia.
La Justicia members. After defeating a bunch of their members, he was allowed in, and he decided to, his La Justicia name, his name would be Zoro, which means fox, and that would kind of be his identity as a superhero, kind of like Batman almost. Now, sorry, it's a little hot out here. Now, while all of this is going on right now, Napoleon is having a bad time in France. Such a bad time, in fact, that they actually exile his booty. And because of this, there's no fear of France anymore because Napoleon is gone. Because the whole reason it was under their control was because of Napoleon in the first place. And because of that, the political situation in Spain kind of took a turn for the worst, and by turn for the worst, I mean it plummeted very, very hard. A new Spanish Inquisition formed. Sorry, my mouth's a little dry. But a new new Inquisition formed, and they started arresting people that they believed were, that they believed were French sympathizers, like the rich people. This meant that Tom de Romeo would be arrested, and that wasn't really good. That wasn't good at all. But anyway, Tom de Romeo gets arrested, and Moncada, being the evil son of a hoo-ha that he is, walks up to Juliana and decides to tries to manipulate her, saying, I will protect I'll get your father out of jail, but in return you have to marry me, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah. Well, it actually turns out that he lied, and he didn't have the influence to, well, do that. Okay, so now we're going to pause it and we're going to show you the scene.
Oh, I can't believe it! You promised me to save my father!
I know what you're talking about. I never said anything like that.
You know, you will pay for this!
Okay. Now I'm gonna chop your buttocks off, and I will make a couch out of your butt.
No!
No!
Zoro! Zoro!
Haha, I am Zoro, here to save Day. Back, fiend, back! I will get you for her to
no!
Yes, you cannot face me with my wakazushi.
Good job, Zoro! Yeah, you're killing him!
Yeah, okay.
Oh, thanks, Zoro! Thank you so much!
So after Diego will fall with Moncada to save Juliana, they decide that it's not safe to stay there anymore. So they buy some jewels with their money, and then they sew the jewels into their clothing. That way they can keep it on them at all times and keep it safe. And this will also be very important later. So what they do is they dress up like religious pilgrims, and they start walking to get to an Atlantic port. And there, before they get there, they meet gypsies, and they join their gypsy caravan. And the gypsies agree to take them to the port that they need to go to, but in order to do that, they must abide by the gypsies' rules, which are like very strict separation of boys and girls. And that kind of saddened Diego because he wanted to get real intimate with Juliana, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah. And now I'll show you this scene now. Hey everybody, it's me, Diego. and we have to get out of here. We've already sewn the jewels into my clothing. Now we gotta get to the fort. So we're gonna join a gypsy caravan and get out of here. Here's a little lesson in trickery. This is going down. Okay, so after the gypsies take them to the port they need to get at, they actually meet up with Captain De Leon and the shipmates again, which was pretty awesome because they reunited with their friends. So they all get on the ship and they start to sail towards California. Now, as this happens, Diego was like, "Hey, Captain De Leon, I know that you're a member of La Justicia." Justicia? Okay, just making sure. And yes, Captain De Leon confirmed that he was a part of that. Now, while they stopped at Cuba, they get attacked by pirates, and Diego, Bernardo, Isabel, and Juliana are all captured by a pirate named Lafayette. Lafayette? Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know how to pronounce French. I'm probably racist right now, I'm sorry. Well, we're going to show you that in this scene now. Yes, it is I, the evil pirate Lafayette. What are you looking at me for? You will not take us alive. I will destroy you all and then take you captive because I'm a pirate and I'm capturing people doing piratey things. Arg! Arg, matey, arg! Who's doing that? I'm gonna kill him. Oh no, it's my weakness. It's the belly rubs. You hear me? You hear me? I'm Diego, and you, sir, you're not gonna take me alive. What can you do?
How rude!
How did he do that? It just doesn't make any sense. Don't do anything rash.
I will try, mister.
Not yet. Oh, now it might. Alright, so after they got captured by Lafayette, they used the jewels sewn into their clothes to buy their freedom. Well, actually, they wanted to purchase and free slaves that he had at an auction. And this act of selflessness made him see that they truly were good people and that they cared. So he was like, well, these gems are enough to buy their freedom and yours, so you're free to go. And before he did, he gave the gems back. But also, before they left, Juliana decided to stay behind because she had slowly fallen in love with Lafayette and became his new wife, much to the disappointment of Diego and Moncada, yeah. So, after that, they decided to return to California to see Diego's dad. Ow. So, once they reached California, they were pretty upset to see that Moncada had beaten them to California first, and that he had accused Diego's father of treason and had Alejandro imprisoned and his land confiscated. So Diego talked to Bernardo and was like, "Yo, Bernardo, we gotta rescue my dad." And that's what you're about to see in this scene.